He has more than 35 years of experience in the field of civil engineering, construction, and structural design. He has also experience in teaching research with several academics and research and development institutions and BIS. He is multidimensional civil and structural engineer with vast experience in the areas of RCCs and steel designing, construction management. He is one of the director of Skeletal Consultant Private Limited, having offices at Delhi NCR and Indore, wherein consultancy is provided for integrated project delivery. He was also the principal consultant for establishment of India's first international state-of-the-art wind engineering application center. He has worked with the multinational integrated engineering consultancy organization MS Agent Technical Services Private Limited at Gurgaon as Vice President and Business Unit Head, Structural Design and Detailing. He has attended several national and international conferences. He has traveled to UK, Dubai, Finland, Netherlands, Singapore, Italy, Australia, Switzerland for professional assignment. I once again welcome Dr. Abhay Gupta sir and invite him for the address.
Thank you, Ms. Drupali, the program anchor, for the introduction. Can I share my screen now? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
My screen is visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
And the slides are moving.
Yes, sir, it's moving.
Okay. Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University, Dr. Anand Rajavit, Director, SPITS, and the very learned scientist, Dr. Nathu. I just heard you and really I'm amazed to see the kind of information you have provided, the knowledge you have acquired over this young age. I really am impressed. You are working in the field which is nowadays very much important because everything can't be done physically. So data analysis is very, very important and a correct way, as you rightly said, that machine learning is not efficient just by feeding more data. You have to be very intelligent by yourself. Wonderful presentation, Dr. Nathu. And Dr. Anand Babu, the head of the department. Other colleagues, other faculty members, I know personally them, some of my students, Dr. Rana Pathak, who must be somewhere in the attendees. I'm not seeing her, but she's the one who invited me. And anchor of the program, Mr. Rupali, and all the students who are ready to listen, who are listening this presentation, who have joined this Engineers Day in the quest of the knowledge. I see almost 200 people are there connected today. And as has been introduced, today is Engineers Day, and we remember this great person just once in a year. That is the unfortunate part of the story. And on 15th September, we will remember him, and then all of the year we do whatever we want to do. Some of us are really doing good work. The good thing which we should learn from this great man is that he dedicatedly applied his knowledge, whatever he learned, to the benefit of the society. And several good things done by him made him so great. The only person having Bharat Ratna as well as Sir title. And we remember him today, but I advise all my young friends to inculcate the culture which he has shown, the path he has shown in the daily life. In my introduction, you all must have seen that I was a teaching faculty. I was a faculty at Indore only, GSITS. From 1984 to 2007, for 23 years, I was a teaching faculty. I took voluntary retirement in 2007 as professor, moved to the corporate practice in Noida. It was a big challenge, and it was a, you can say, barrier breaking from resistance. Somebody once in Indore becomes an Indorian for lifetime. You all must have experienced it. But I tried to come out and I have no regrets for that. From the teaching and academic line to the professional life, and since 2007 till today in 13 years, I have applied my knowledge gained in the earlier part. Fortunately, I had very good teachers in engineering as well as even in the school, and they all have carved me to a person that I'm never afraid of doing anything new. I take challenges and I do them with the help of whatever from whatever source I take. So my tribute to this man and advice to the young people that let's follow these 10 commandments. I have already circulated this presentation to you, and I request the organizers that they can circulate this to all the students. That presentation is not a copyright of mine, and it is compilation of the information, some of the projects that we have done, and knowledge should be shared. So you can circulate that presentation to all the students. That's fairly okay. About the company, Skeleton Consultants Private Limited, we are three partners, two of them sitting in Indore, Mr. Arun Sodani and Mr. Jay Jain. Many of you might be knowing them. So we three are doing this. We have whether more than 100 years of the experience now, and we do integrated project consultancy where we provide consultancy for the construction of buildings and industries. Industrial sector is one of the major areas. Second is building sector where we do the structural design review. We do the structural health assessment of the buildings. We do RCC buildings. We do steel buildings. We do many new things also. I'll show you some of them just after this. We have interior design, project management consultancy, and the structural diagnostic services, which are very much needed nowadays. Right from the independence and prior to that, we have been building the country, building nation. So it was nation building phase. Now it is the rebuilding phase, because many of our already built structures are undergoing damage, distress, and they need replacement or they need retrofitting, strengthening. So it is we are into the rebuilding phase along with the new construction. The rebuilding is a whole lot of science which has to be developed. It is not very methodically being practiced in India, but we need to do that. And many of you can opt for that. They are not only civil engineers, but every other kind of discipline is also required. The vision of our company, with three people, we strive on these things. I'll just take you to some of the conventional things. Basically, my focus on today's lecture is how the new technology can help in faster construction. The conventional construction takes a lot of time. Because since the mankind has evolved, it had the need of the housing shelter, and whatever was available in the construction material, whether it was stone, whether it was mud, whether it was bamboo, whether it was wood, whether it was grass, whatever was available, they utilized to make a shelter to cover. And gradually, those construction materials, cement was invented, reinforced cement concrete came, and the brick walls were made. And for years, this reinforced cement concrete and brick wall had been the material of the construction. We never thought of changing, but last 5-10 years, there has been significant change in the construction technology. I'll show you some of the options which are available in terms of the time era. So this is the conventional RCC column beam system. You can see the buildings being made like this, which is a time-tested system, well-known, low cost. This is the cheapest system when we go for the conventional RCC column beam as compared to others, because the locally available labor is there, material is there, semi-skilled labor is required. The another option is a flat slab construction. Those of you who are civil engineers, they will be able to understand and appreciate. When I say flat slab, it is as against this one where there are beams which are supporting the slab. Here there are no beams and the slabs are directly supported over the vertical member which is called as column. They are called as flat slabs. There you can see more clear view, aesthetics is there, faster construction may be there, but this is a bit costlier and a little bit of more skill is required. Post tensioning is third option, where we induce or introduce initial stresses in the members and then they get neutralized when the actual service loads come onto the structure. These are called as post tensioning. Means post tensioning or pre tensioning, both the options are there, but post tensioning is done of the beam and slab, and you can achieve better structures because in these post tensioned structures The cracking is also controlled. Concrete has one enemy, which is cracking because of its brittle nature. Once the concrete develops fine cracks, atmospheric agents, atmospheric factors, they affect the durability and the concrete starts degrading with time. But in the PT or the post-tension structure, cracks are controlled and their life is certainly more. But there is more new technologies. There's a bit of the involvement of the other things beyond the semi-skilled labor. There's skilled labor and other things. And all these three options which I have shown are on site or cast in situ. They are done on the site itself. But there is another type of the construction which is called as off-site. Means you do everything, you make everything outside somewhere in a plant or factory, bring them to the construction site and assemble them. Like we do for other mechanical components, like we do in case of the equipments or the cars or pumps. We make the parts somewhere and then assemble them. Same thing you can do with the construction. This is called as precast construction. When this is done with the concrete, it is called as precast concrete construction. And we can do the precast concrete construction for columns, beams, slabs, and everything like this one. And this is a bit costlier. But if there are several repetitions, if there is modular construction, then these become viable also, cheaper also. These are much better quality products because they are all produced under the quality control of a factory environment. Site is more clear, neat and clean, no hassle. You need not stack the material. You need not do the curing on the site. These are big advantages. Beyond concrete, there's another structural, another material which is used, it is steel. So you must have seen these kind of steel trusses in the stadiums, factories, and such other areas. This is also one of the very good construction material. It has got a high strength as compared to concrete and less weight. So strength to weight ratio is higher here as compared to concrete. But steel is comparatively a costly material than the concrete. Though it is faster, aesthetically good looking also. You can see these very good structures. You can see many beautiful structures around you. All of you must have seen the steel structures. Sometimes when I ask in the class, if this would have been a physical lecture, I would have asked all of you that have you seen a steel structure? Many of you are unaware that there is a steel structure around you and you start looking left and right. But you all have seen the very good steel structures. On the railway is one of the biggest steel structural maker in this country. So all the railway platforms and other structures are in this steel. You have the factory sheds. You have the buildings also nowadays. I'll show you one very good building made in Indore itself, which now you'll realize that it is steel building. Fabricated steel construction. This one was done again on the site, means the material was brought, cut, and then welded or connected and given this shape. These are fabricated steel construction where the members, verticals and horizontal, the columns and the beams, they are fabricated in a factory and then brought and assembled. Exposed steel construction. This is a very beautiful construction which is done with the steel, where steel is not covered. Steel is kept open. This kind of construction is more popular in the European countries, foreign countries. In India, we don't have that adaptability, if I say, to have the exposed steel. But airport buildings nowadays, if you see, they are more into this class of the exposed steel construction. So this is option 7. Option 8 is bamboo. You will realize, you will really be surprised that bamboo is being presented as a construction material. Yes. Now, bamboo, we are growing a lot of good varieties of the bamboo, and there is a IS code also in the bamboo, use of the bamboo as a structural material, IS 15912, and using that, several big structures have been made in the country. Recently, we have completed India's largest bamboo structure in Chandrapur near Nagpur in Maharashtra. It is Bamboo Research and Training Center where 1 lakh square foot building has been made with the bamboo only. There is no concrete steel above the ground. It is all bamboo only. Column, beam, structure, cover, roof, everything is bamboo only. And it's a beautiful. The advantage, it is a sustainable, eco-friendly thing. But you need skilled labor because it is in a new type of material. It is under the developing stage. So every joint has to be very methodically analyzed. Slowly we are developing those all those joints, construction and everything methodology for this. So this is also very good material. These are various options using the material. Aluminum is also there, but with aluminum we are not making the regular construction. Some of the projects I'll show you, which we have done, very different projects. They are not routine buildings. They are different. Just to give you people an idea that what all is available for you, for your study, for your thoughts, for your professional career and all that. This statue, I don't know, many of you must have seen. This is world's tallest Lord Shiva statue and world's fourth tallest statue. This is 351 feet tall and this is made in Nathdwara near Udaipur. This statue is cast in situ concrete. Whatever you see, all the curves, all the shapes, everything. If you can see this cursor, which I mean, all these things are all these on the head of the Lord Shiva. जो तिलक बनाया हुआ है, the everything, जटाएं, उनके hairs, everything. This is all cast in situ concrete. Nothing has been done separately by putting some artificial material. No, this is all concrete. Even this snake, you see, this snake hood is concrete. It is built there on cast in situ. But this all has been done on a steel frame structure. You can see on the left side image, the steel skeleton has been constructed first. So the marvelous structure made with the steel and the concrete, 351 feet, and it is almost ready. You all should visit Nathdwara, not from the religious point of view, but from the civil engineering and monumental construction point of view, to see this. This was designed by us. The entire engineering has been done by Skeleton for a life of 250 plus years. More details we can see. These are internal details of this stage. This is a residential project in Jammu, 15-story building, a complex of 7 lakh square foot, India's largest residential complex. It is all steel above ground. There is no concrete, brick or anything. The structural frame is steel. Walls are made of lightweight drywall. This is a finished building where the walls you see are not brick walls. These walls are boards, drywalls with insulation inside. For many years, we have been thinking bricks is the only available option for the wall. But later on, we understood that the purpose of wall is not to have a heavy component in the building, because dead weight of the wall is too much. Brick wall is too much. So these are now being slowly replaced by the lightweight drywall and other options. These are some of the pictures of that building. It's a dome structure made in Delhi in the Gurdwara Rakabganj Sahib. This is a 200-seater auditorium for International Study Center, International Sikh Students Study Center. It's like a planetarium. The roof is being used as a projector, as a screen, and the students would be sitting and learning. The projection will be done from the central middle of this. This is the construction. Again, the construction of this is complete, and we did this again in a very challenging situation. It is housed inside an existing building where already an RCC slab was there on the top, supported over 4 huge columns. We removed that slab. We removed those RCC columns. We covered that with another dome, which you can see there is a dome on the roof level and there's another dome inside. So both these domes are steel structure. So steel has enormous possibility of construction in the construction. It's a mall in Dubai, again, all steel. I'll not give you more details of this because there in that part of the world, steel and precast or the precast construction is much popular. These are lightweight structure which are used for the extension in the existing building. With the increasing FAR, floor area ratios, with the increasing population densities, with the increasing cost of the land, vertical expansions have become very popular. But the existing old buildings are not designed for those many floors and those loads. So light gauge steel framed construction, very light gauge, thin. This kind of, if I see you can see these structural frames. These are very light, 1 mm thick sections are there. These are called as light gauge framed sections. These are utilized to create structural walls and roof, and then extension with the lightweight material can be done. Much lesser weight than the conventional brick and concrete. This is a building in Indore. Many of you must have seen on the bypass. This is a hotel, Golden Leaf Hotel, Golden Leaf Banquet. Once you see the finished part of this from the outside, you can't make it that it is steel. But these are the pictures showing that it was a steel structure made first and then finished. So steel is very good for such kind of construction also. By itself, steel alone has some disadvantages like in the fire rating, fire resistance and the corrosion, these two. So it is nowadays being used as a composite material also, means the steel sections are covered with the concrete and composite behavior is achieved where goodness of concrete and goodness of steel is combined together, and we get a very efficient structure. IIIT Nagpur campus, which is under construction, has been designed by us on the composite theory. These are the pictures where the steel structure is being erected and then it is encased into the concrete. Some schools we have done in Noida, which are steel buildings, completely steel structures, ground plus 5 and 6, and very fast construction. In about 6 to 7 months time, these kind of buildings are finished very fast. This is the structure of that school. For residential building, superstructure which is required for the gravity and lateral load resisting frame system. Just check with the time. And horizontal diaphragm system and wall system. There are basically three components of a superstructure in the building. One is the frame, one is the slab, one is the wall. There are options for the lateral load resisting system. Means the frame, you can have rolled steel sections which are ready available sections and which we call as I-beams or channels, and plate fabricated sections. You can make the same section using the plates. Plates are cut and then welded to form shape. The second option is light gauge framing system, which I have shown. These are some of the rolled steel sections. All these screens are visible, Rupali Menu?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
These are rolled steel sections which are ready available off the shelf from the factories. We can use them or we can make the plate fabricated sections also. But using the rolled steel section, we can make building frames of this kind, these kind of buildings where rolled steel sections are cut to the size and then they are connected. Connections are made and you can make buildings. Plate fabricated section means if you see here on the left side image, there are three plates. One is this middle plate and there are two plates on the sides to give them an H or I section shape. These are I-beams or H-beams. Depending on the design, we can choose, we can customize the size of these members, and then this is a welding machine. Automated welding machines are there in the factories where such sections can be very efficiently and with a good quality can be manufactured, fabricated, and then these kind of buildings can be made. This building we did in Derabassi near Chandigarh. It's an 11-floor steel building for a factory. It's not a residential, it was for a factory. Car parking kind of building. These are the multi-level car parks which are made using the plate fabricated sections. Long spans. You can have 35, 40 feet clear spans using these plate fabricated sections. These are light gauge framing systems. Very light. It's thin sections which are bent into the C channel shape from a machine. These are very intelligent machines using the CNC kind of method. The architect gives the size, the design. The structure is designed on the basis of architectural drawing. Based on final design, the frame machine creates individual member. That design is fed into the machine. It is a computer, you can say interface, the machines are there where the design is fed, and the machine itself calculates the thickness and the size, section sizes. The coil is fed in these machines from one end, and other end the C bent sections like in the form of C channels along with the punching wherever required holes is produced, and then they are simply transported to the site where they need to be assembled. With these kind of technology, small buildings like 2 or 3 floor houses can be manufactured in just 1 month time. The entire production of the material which is required for such houses is done in 7 days. Then it is transported to the site where the foundation is there, because the structure weight is light, so you need light foundation, and then assembly is done about 2 to 3 weeks entire. I'll show you the example of one of the very fast construction just in subsequent slides. Horizontal diaphragm system, for that there are various options. We can have the composite steel beam and slab, means steel frame is there, over that slab will be composite. Joists and metal deck with concrete screed on the top. Joists with fiber board. I'll show you all these things. Composite steel beam and slab. This is a steel beam on the left top image, over which there are studs, over which the metal deck sheet is placed, over which the concreting is done, and this floor slab is ready. You need not put the props from the below. So the floor below is neat and clean. The work is done on that slab only. These are the metal decks, metal profile, corrugated profile. You must have seen the corrugated profile, but nowadays there's a lot of advancement in the corrugated profile also. And earlier we used to support them at every 1.5 meter joist secondary member. But nowadays these corrugated sheets are available, profile sheets are available with such profile that up to 3.5, 3.6 meter, 4 meter, you don't need any secondary member support. So further neat and clean slabs are created without any supports in middle. Fiber boards you can use. There are very good quality fiber boards are available, heavy duty, which can directly be placed over the steel beams and over which you can directly put the tiles, floor tiles, and floor is ready for use. Precast hollow core slabs. You can see on the right side, these kind of slabs are produced with hollow voids in them. And once the voids are there, the weight is reduced, but the section modulus is increased. And these kind of precast hollow core slabs can be used over straight away over 30, 40 feet span directly. And services can be passed through these voids. So these are very good advancements in the technology. This is a very good system of the flooring, speed floor system. As the name suggests, this is very fast. Where the joists which you see here in the right bottom image, there are joists. These are joists. These are a very special joist which can be supported over 4 meter span, 5 meter span, 7 meter span, and the top of that is embedded into the concrete which is poured like this. This is the joist which is placed. Then there is a stopper bar. Then there is a plywood shuttering which is placed. Then this is like this. Concrete is placed. And when the concrete hardens, this plywood is removed from the bottom. And you get this clear aesthetic picture here. So very fast. In about 3 days or 4 days, the floor slab is ready. It looks like this. Neat and clean. This technology has come to India. Now this is one of the you can say very good development in the wall. For long we have been using the brick walls. Now you know all these red brick walls. These are very heavy. These are the fly ash bricks. Again, these are heavy. So these heavy brick walls are replaced either by the concrete block walls, which are solid wall blocks will again be heavy. But fly ash blocks are lighter. Fly ash bricks. Hollow blocks are also lighter. But again, these are now being replaced gradually with the drywall systems. In drywall system, there is a steel member in the middle at every 2 feet spacing. On both sides, there is a board like this, and in between there is insulation which is filled. So these walls serve the purpose of thermal insulation, acoustic insulation, safety, and temperature insulation. Everything, all the functions are served, and these are very lightweight and very fast construction is there. The only drawback these walls have, in India we have a tendency of nailing in the wall. हम जब तक दीवार में घर पे 10-20 कील लगा करके कैलेंडर, तस्वीर और कुछ चीजें न टांग ले, हमें मजा नहीं आता. So that is the reason where this is not getting very popular in the residential sector, but in the hotels and offices, corporates, these are becoming very popular. The day we will understand that rather than nailing, we can define a height where the hangings can be put, then these walls will also get popular into the residential buildings also. In schools, we are using them widely. This is the construction sequence of dry walls. 1, 2, 3. This is a very good development on the wall side. These are called as Schnell technology. These are expanded polystyrene sandwich walls, where EPS more popularly we know as thermocol, but these are different grade of thermocol. You can see this corrugated thermocol sheet in between. On both sides, there is a steel mesh, galvanized iron steel mesh, over which shotcreting is done. About 25 to 50 mm shotcreting is done, and this becomes a complete sandwich wall of the lightweight but quite good characteristics and properties and very fast. This is a semi-wet process. It's not completely dry, it's not completely wet. This is a semi-wet process. This is how it is done. And your wall is ready, and you can have the walls ready. I'll talk to you about this project very briefly. We are running short of time. We are already 12:42. This is a very good hospital project we did between Vallabhgarh and Palwal. It is 55 kilometers from Delhi. Sanjeevani Satyasai Hospital for Pediatric Cardiac Care. This hospital is for cardiac care, So its shape is like heart. It's a heart hospital. It's a ground plus 3 structure, 1.5 lakh square foot area, and this has been made with a completely steel construction. Steel frame was there, and floor was metal deck with concrete. All the walls are expanded polystyrene sandwich wall construction, Schnell technology. With this building, this floor plan, a very typical floor plan, very structural challenges were there because on one side it was wide, large cutout in between. Mass was more on one side, narrow getting on the other side, so unsymmetrical. And in the dynamic behavior, there was torsion and all those things. So we had to control all those things by providing proper bracings in this. You can see this is the framing plan with the steel connections for bracings, column base, and the beam to beam connection, main and secondary. I'm not going into the details of those, but for those who are interested, designing steel construction, designing steel structure is a very fascinating world, and worldwide it is very popular. So learning on the side, that side would be very good. Some of the sections which have been used, we have used this Schnell wall technology in the walls of this entire building. These are the bracing locations you can see. On the narrow side, several bracings are there. On the wider side, there are only 4 bracings. So this way we could control the behavior of the structure. This is a software SCAD which we are using for the analysis, and this is how the building was looking on the software. And this is during the construction. You can see all the walls and the circular pillar which are outside their architectural pillars. Once done and finished like this building, all these columns are steel columns. They are simply covered. This is the final shape of the building. Finished. It was started in August 2016. Now you'll be surprised to note the time period. August 2016, the excavation started like this. And entire thing was completed and inaugurated with first surgery performed on 19th April 2017, which means less than 9 months it was finished to this shape using this new technology, 1.5 lakh square foot, 3-floor building. You can see until date since 2017 to 2020, now 3.5 years, there is absolutely no crack anywhere in the building, and it is performing very well. This is the inside finish of the hospital. This hospital is a cashless hospital, means you need not pay anything. If there is any problem with any child with the heart problem, go there straight away. They will give the treatment. They will not ask for a single money. There is a box kept. आपको जो उसमें डालना है डाल दीजिए. There's no money which is needed. There's no receipt book. There's no cash counter. So this is the advantage of the technology, where we could do complete finishing in 9 months. In 4 months, the OPD was started. In 6.5 months, the other facilities were operative, and 9 months first heart operation was done. That was the beauty of this new technology. So friends, learning from Dr. Sir Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya, we all should be ready and adapt to the new technologies in any field. I'm not talking about the civil engineering. I know that there are students from civil, mechanical, electrical, electronics, computer science, industrial engineering, and other branches. So everywhere there's a new technology coming. You must read the books, you must read the journals, you must get connected. Google is there, but Google sometimes confuses. There's plethora of knowledge and information available. You should be wise enough. You should have good advisors around you who can guide you that which are those authentic information which you should make use of. That is very, very important. I'm thankful to all the teachers and colleagues in profession, and the information I have drawn from various sources, my clients. Rana invited me, so I must thank her. And the management of Shri Vaishnav Vidyapith Vishwavidyalaya and all the attendees. I see the 200+ numbers. Thank you, friends. My number and my mail ID are here. Write to me. Generally, you will get a response within 2 hours. You can WhatsApp me. I generally respond in 2 hours, but if there is anything, but next day you will get the reply. You can mail me on Gmail. You can write to me also. Any questions, we can certainly discuss. I'll stop sharing here and then we can continue. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It was truly a wonderful session for all of us. Thank you. I now request Head of the Department of Civil Engineering, Shri Vaishnav Institute of Technology and Science, Dr. Anand K. Babu, sir, to propose words of thanks.
Thank you, Rupali ma'am. on this auspicious occasion of Engineers Day, on the birth anniversary of Dr. Dr. Mokshavanu Vishwesharaya, I welcome all of us into the mighty session today. And again, I would like to extend my warm thanks to Dr. Abhay Gupta sir for wonderful presentation. So really, we are amazed to see the technology which you are using, and we're really proud to say we are your students once upon a time, and we are still learning from you, sir. Thank you very much for the wonderful presentation, sir. And I thank our special guest today, Dr. Maitreyi Nathu, scientist, Tata Research Development and Design Center, Pune. We very pleased to be here, sir. And I just came to know you are a alumnus of our SVITS, and it is wonderful to see our own students and our own seniors who are doing wonders in the world, and to see my teachers doing wonders. It's a wonderful thing to me. I mean, amazing things to see all those. And thank you once again for a wonderful presentations of both of you, sir. We learned so many things. Our students learned so many things. All our civil engineering and computer science students have joined. Because of that, only 200 numbers is showing. And they have seen mighty things today, and they will be adopting the new technologies and feel proud. Once you see my students also doing wonders, no, sir, you will also feel proud. Once upon a time, I could deliver a lecture, and my Vaishnav students learned so many technologies from you, and they are also adopting. Thank you once again, and I thank Vice Chancellor Dr. Upendra Dhar for giving this wonderful opportunity to listen and see the good things happening in the world. And I thank Dr. Anand Rajawat and Ms. Rupali and Dr. Namit Gupta, all senior faculty and the HODs and HOIs faculty, and my dear students who are present in this wonderful session. Thank you once again, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gupta ji. Thank you, Natu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.